I'm an ancient architect, and I'm here to raise the roof. Wondered how the ancient temples, palaces, and forts have stood the test of time? Wondered why the Ayodhya temple was accepted by the people with such zeal and enthusiasm? And have you ever wondered when did the Indian ancient architecture all begin? Having spent my childhood days in the scenic valley of Kathmandu that was surrounded by the mighty Himalayas and ancient temples, somehow I was fascinated and attracted to these ancient temples in a mystical way. Every day I would visit the nearby Ganesh temple and the Lord Pashupatinath temple was also a ritual, maybe every month. Drawing being my childhood passion, I would draw these temples, these mountains onto my drawing book. And the obsession was so much that I was even detained in grade 6 because I would often dream of these temples and would recreate my dreams onto my drawing sheets. And today, I make a handsome living out of my fascination, my childhood dream, my creativity, and my curiosity. And also get to travel across the world. I was recently in Australia visiting one of my clients, and he said to me, "Ma'am, why have you chosen this rare and exceptional path?" And I promptly answered, "To discover my own truth." Yes, to discover my own truth. You see, back in 2005, I was diagnosed with colitis and had to undergo 5 major surgeries. I was hospitalized 8 times. I was bedridden for a couple of years. The colitis even got worse. My physical health took a toll on me. Fast forward 2010. I put in all my resources, my funds, and my expertise into a plastic manufacturing unit. And you won't believe, within 10 months of operation, my factory just shut down. We incurred heavy losses. The financial chaos led me to a lot of stress. I had to take care of my child and support my family. My financial well-being was a chaos and I was staring at dark times. 2013, the stress led me to develop a mental disorder called as cyclothymia, where I would have severe mood swings. My mental breakdown affected my family greatly. But even during these traumatic times, I did not stop praying. I did not stop visiting the ancient temples. I would ask Mother Divine 3 questions pertaining to my life. Why do I have a downward pattern in my life? My physical health gone, my financial health gone, and my mental health was also at stake. And the second thing I asked was, what is that is disturbing me? Is it my karma? Is it my mindset? Or is it my living space? And the third question would be, if it's the living space, can it be as powerful as the ancient temples? 2014, Mother Divine and my curiosity led me to my mentors who helped me get through my problem. They helped me believe in my childhood dreams. They helped me act upon my childhood dreams. And they also helped me achieve my childhood dream. My childhood dream of constructing divine homes was always there on my mind. I met my first mentor in March 2014. He is a Vedic teacher and he taught me the ancient Indian scriptures. He taught me the ancient Indian architecture principles. But nothing entered my head because they were Vedas and ancient architecture is part of the Veda. He said I would take time. I will have to increase my mind's capacity. I also asked him about my downward pattern. And he said, if these three things are done, the scriptures will not fail you. And he gave me the three best tips from the Vedas to make my downward pattern into an upward pattern, to change my life into a positive way. And the three most valuable tips from the Vedas, which I would like to share with the world, are the yoga, the scriptures, and the sadhana. He asked me to do the yoga, the hatha yoga. He asked me to read the scriptures, and he asked me to do sadhana. Sadhana is nothing but deep meditation from the Vedas. He also said that I will have to believe in myself because I had lost my confidence. He said, in fact, he quoted a verse. I remember very well. He quoted a verse from the Sri Bhagavad Gita. He said, Shraddhava labhate jnanam. One who is devoted attains knowledge. He said, I will have to believe in my guru. I will have to believe in the scriptures, and I will have to believe in the knowledge. I was all supercharged, and I went back, read the Hatha Yoga Pradipika to gain more insight into yoga. And in fact, I went on to become a yoga shiromani, a yoga teacher as well. That improved my health in a drastic way. In fact, my colitis, my thyroid all got cured just with yoga. Then my second part of the scripture reading, I got the ancient architecture scriptures. I read the Vishwakarma Prakash, I read the Manasar, the Mayamat, the Manushya Chandrika, and energized my home. I energized my ancestral home, I energized my living space, my current office, and I was able to see the change. I got my first consultancy in the month of May, just after meeting my first mentor within 3 months. I remember very clearly. And my first salary, with my first salary, in fact, I got a lot of toys for my child. Yes, I was able to clear my loans as well. And the third one, sadhana, deep meditation, I left it to the universe. I told universe, you do what is best for me. In 2015, I met my second mentor, an architect by profession. Just by seeing him, I knew that he's come into my life to act upon the principles that I have learned from the ancient scriptures. We worked together, and within few months, we were able to create divine homes just the way I had dreamt it. I would apply the ancient principles, and he would give the best of the modern designs. We also discussed about the modern architecture, the creativity, the beauty. And then I realized that creativity is nothing but all about personal freedom. It's all about honest expression and deep thinking. Being an artist, I would dream of these homes and I would see these homes coming up, and I felt very, very, very satisfying. This is the architectural plan that I would do with the architect, and the one thing that three things in fact we ensured that there was cross ventilation, there was good sunlight, and there were open spaces, and that's why the team rocked and we were able to gain a lot of government projects as well. And then came my scripture reading, which I did almost for 20,000 plus hours of scripture reading. And the key to scripture was the more you read, the more secrets they reveal. It's like a friendship. It's like a trust funnel. And I felt like an eagle flying in the open sky of scriptures. I did hands-on experiment on more than 3,000 people, on my friends, my family, and the results were amazing. And with time, I realized that the scriptures, the ancient scriptures which were written thousands of years back, are for all times, they are for all places, any part of the world, and they are for all beings. Scriptures in Sanskrit are termed as Sarvakalik, Sarvabhaumik, and Sarvadesic. And the next journey was in 2018 when I got a chance to represent my nation at the United Nations, CSW 62. I had to speak on my profession and how I gave back to the society. I focused on 3 pointers basically. First one being whether the ancient scriptures or the ancient architecture is real or a myth. The second question that I focused on was what is ancient architecture? And the third point was how could the world benefit? So the first point being whether it's real or myth. See, this is a plan of the town planning of Mohenjo-daro site, which was built maybe 5,000 years back. And the town planning is done in a grid pattern. And if you notice, the roads run from north to south. They run from north to south, and the north is exactly pointed at the Earth's north magnetic. That is the Earth's magnetic north. And if we see the second slide, we see that this is the Konark temple that was built in the 13th century, probably. Yes, 13th century. And the entrance faces exact east, 90-degree east. And this is the case with a lot of other ancient temples like the Somnath, the Tungnath, the Rameshwaram temple, and many more. So, I mean, if you see, the entrance are always aligned to the cardinal direction. And the third slide, if you see, it's about the Shilanyas. Shilanyas is something, it's a procedure to basically enhance the house energy or the temple energy. Here we place a lot of gold, gemstones, positive items, silver, copper, and this energizes the house. This energizes the temple and any commercial place wherever it is placed. And if we see in the present context, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji had just placed a lot of gold, silver at Sri Ram Mandir, and we can see the result of the Ram Mandir. The second question was about what is ancient architecture all about? So ancient architecture is part of the 4th Veda, that is the Atara Veda. It's called the Upaveda, and the term is known as Sthapatya Veda, that is knowledge of establishment. And it dates back to 10,000 years plus. And in common term, it's known as Vedic Vastu, where Vedic is something that comes from the Vedas, and knowledge is the meaning of Veda. And Vastu, if we see, we can split it into 2 words, where Vas means space, a living space, and 2 other tattvas, that is the 5 elements. The 5 elements being the earth, the water, the fire, the air, and the space. So if we combine these 5 elements and apply them into a space, it becomes a positive space. So that is the meaning of Vedic Vastu. And the third question that I had submitted at the United Nations was, how could the world benefit? So this is what I had submitted. That is, how to do Vastu basically. It can be done in 3 ways. That is Sthir, Char and Dainik. Sthir is fixed Vastu. Fixed, wherein, these principles are applied at the time of construction. Principles like Padvinyas, principles like Marma, calculations, and all are mathematical calculations. There's no intervention of universe or anything. It's pure maths. And these are standardized procedures. Everything is just standardized because it's mathematics. 1 + 1 is always 2. Similarly, in Padvinyas, there are 45 energies, and these energies are marked in any given place. The second point being Char or quarterly. See, once the Vastu is done in a construction area, we have to move on. We cannot just stick and say that, okay, Vastu is done during construction and now my home is divine. It's a daily process. So Char is something which we do every 3 months or every 6 months. Now, every 3 months is maybe something like the finding of this auspicious time, and sometimes we see our life is at a same pace or there is a downward pattern. That is when we change our space. We like changing of the dining table from north to south, or changing of the curtain color. This brings freshness. This creates new neuroplasticity in our brain. New neurons are created, and that is why we see good result or positive result. And the third being Dainik or daily Vastu. Dainik is something which is done daily, like cleaning of the house, decluttering of your space, like lighting a lamp, or placing water at the entrance. These are daily tips to enhance the energy of the house. And it was accepted well at the United Nations. I was not the main speaker, but yeah, we had forums and I would speak there. So that went well. And I had to still fulfill the third promise made to Shiv sir. Remember the sadhana or the deep meditation? It is said that when the disciple is ready, Guru appears, and my Guru did appear. I met him for the first time in a Gayatri Sadhana retreat, and he guided me how to do deep sadhanas as per the Vedas. He taught me the tantric sadhanas. He taught me how to, perform the right way of meditation. He just knows one thing, that is meditation, and the universe being strange and mystical, it helped me fulfill my third promise made to my first mentor. So I was taught how to do the right way of yoga. That is, yoga is nothing but union. Initially, I thought it's all about exercise, but then later I realized, no, yoga is union. And I was able to sync my body, my mind, and my soul in a higher way. In fact, I got more insight after my initiation happened through my guru. I was taken into his lineage, and that is when the scriptures started revealing their truth in a majestical way. And back to back, within 3 years, I released 4 books, and all of them are international bestsellers. So universe has its own ways. I can't speak enough. I mean, I get overwhelmed. So this is how, in the third slide, you can see the powerful sadhanas done as per the Vedas, and every Deepavali, every November, we do a tantric sadhana, and that is like amazing. And it's like, believing. I did have my dreams. I believed in my dreams, and somehow I met my first mentor who made me believe in my dreams. I met my second mentor who made me act upon my beliefs. And finally, I was, after meeting my guru, I met my third mentor, and she taught me how to write well. She gave me training to write my books, and that is how I was able to release my books. And the fourth book is a bestseller since a year. So, universe has its own ways. I will not say that, yeah, dreaming is what it takes or believing is what it takes. Personally, I feel that it is all divine grace that in my childhood I got to dream well. I mean, that was something I was, maybe, um, given from my past life. That's the reason I would draw and draw and draw all the time. So now I would like to, end with the quote, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. I have given these scriptures in the form of books. I would like to request the people to take up these scriptures and do more research and incorporate them in the architecture colleges and interior institutes, so that the world can benefit from the rich scriptures of the ancient India. This is my passion, this is my mission and my truth. My mission being that how I can add value through my books to the householders, to the architects, to the healers, to the entrepreneurs and the society. And yes, of course, the nation and the world. The Vedas are meant for the entire world, as we all are one big family. Thank you.